I've just sold the Mavic Pro, but it's never healthy for a drone to be sat around not being used, especially when you've got more than one battery. This video is going to help you with tips on getting the most money for your used drone. Hi, I'm Ash from DroningON. Now, first of all, if you love our content, click that subscribe button below. The more subscribers we have, the more videos and reviews we can bring to you guys, our viewers. So anyway, let's jump straight in with the first tip. When buying a brand new product, it is so tempting to just throw away all of the packaging, protective material, instruction manuals, and protective stickers. But don't, you must keep them all. Stick them in the loft or the basement, because if you can present those elements when you sell your drone, you're going to get the most money back for it. Always remember that someone you sell your drone to may never have flown one before, so for them to have all of that original material is invaluable. Just as people modify their cars, people are also customizing or pimping their drones. However, it's really important that any customizations you make to your drone are reversible. Otherwise, when it comes to selling that drone, it's going to look a little bit dodgy to the potential buyer if you've made holes or painted it or done something that you can't take back to the original factory condition. Applying a skin is absolutely fine because the skin peels off, and in fact the skin protects that drone. But drilling holes, painting it, or sticking things onto that drone that you can't undo is definitely going to devalue it. Keeping your drone in great condition is a guaranteed way of getting good money for your drone. Fly it really carefully, and remember, it's an aircraft. So even getting this product in and out of your bag should be done so with real care, because when that thing's flying 100 meters above you, you don't want it dropping out of the sky because you've mistreated it. The better the condition of that drone, the better money you're going to get back for it. So keep it in great condition, and if you haven't yet applied a skin to your drone, it's well worth doing because it will protect it from scratches and any knocks that it might encounter when you're transporting that drone. If you've crashed your drone, it's probably going to be quite obvious because there'll be signs of damage, dents and scratches on your product. Now be honest with your buyers when you're selling it, and if you have crashed it, just tell them from the outset, because otherwise you're going to have to be prepared for some very awkward questions. My Mavic Pro was absolutely immaculate, and that meant that the buyer could see that I'd looked after it. But if yours is covered in dents and scratches, you're probably not going to get as much money for that drone as you'd hoped. A drone is a very fragile electronic technical device, so treat it as such. You paid a lot of money for these drones, look after it. When you write the advert for your drone, and also when you talk to your buyers, be sure to give them an accurate and honest number of flying hours, because that's key to how much your drone is actually worth. You don't buy a car without checking what its mileage is, and it's exactly the same with a drone. Whether you're buying or selling, you want to know the flying hours, and you want to be sure to communicate it honestly, because the person you sell that drone to can probably work out how many hours it's flown to from the software. To check the flying hours, look at the app and also the battery cycles. That will give you a good indication, and maybe include a screenshot in your advert just so that it shows you being completely honest. When selling your drone, include a good set of accessories that you might have bought for it, because that will definitely differentiate your bundle to any other bundles currently available on the market. Remember that the days of accessories being interchangeable between drones are long gone, and generally when you buy a new drone you also have to buy a new set of accessories. So sell all of your accessories at the same time, and it will make your advert far more desirable to prospective buyers. Even the basics like an SD card and a set of ND filters, plus a nice solid carrying case, can add hundreds of pounds or dollars onto your final selling price. So when you've done the deal and you've sold the drone, don't just go. My advice is to spend a good 30 minutes minimum with your buyer. for two core reasons. The first reason is that you don't want to get a phone call later on or the next day to say that the drone crashed and that it's because the product was faulty or that you sold them a dodgy drone. By spending at least half an hour with them, you can show them how to set that drone up and get it even into just a basic hover, but at least sufficient amount to prove that the drone works. Go through all of the basic functionality, including proving that the camera works, before you part. And when you're doing this test flight, record some footage and use your own phone in the transmitter. That way you walk away with the cached footage on your phone, proving that that drone worked at the time of sale. The second reason is peace of mind. You might be selling that drone to somebody who's never flown one before, and so it's always good to at least give them that basic introduction so that they're not walking away tempted to just fire it up in their living room at home and potentially crash into their TV or a member of their family. So just half an hour when selling your drone to give that person a little bit of a quick start, and hopefully it will help encourage society being a little bit more responsible before just taking flight. There are many third-party products available for drones, and indeed there are DJI third-party batteries available as well, which will fit most of the range, but there are inherent risks with using products like those. As the original owner of the product, you've accepted that responsibility and risk, but a new owner may not be aware of the risk of using third-party products and accessories like those. So be honest and make them aware. Explain to that buyer that there is possibly a risk of using those non-official third-party products and let them make the decision, but be honest about it. And very finally, I've even set the lamp to red for this one, remember to format your SD card. It might be that the footage left on your SD card is absolutely harmless, but for privacy, I highly recommend formatting that card and then writing onto the card again with some new footage to make sure that your old footage is not recoverable. Once you've done that, delete the new footage and you're done. So there you go, that's the DroningON guide to getting the most money for your used drone. Be sure to comment below, I'd love to hear about your experiences with selling drones. Did you have any comeback from the person you sold it to after you parted? And how did it go in general? Also, if you love our content, smash that subscribe button now, because the more subscribers we have, the more videos like this we can bring to you guys, our viewers. Thanks very much for watching.